Alright, last episode of the night, ladies and gents. Make sure you line up the Ultima Buster on the turrets.
I'm trying. Damn it.
No dice.
I can't kill the damn turrets. They all self-destruct before I can kill them all.
Yeah, basically what you have to do is you gotta line up the full row of them and then use the Ultima Buster. Basically what you do is first target one of the end turrets, then line it up ever so slightly so that you'll be able to catch multiple ones with the Ultima Buster. In the meantime, I'm going to start the last episode. You got this.
The sad thing is I'm doing it on very easy.
I know. Even on very easy, it's a bitch. Alright, here we go. Hello once again, everyone, and welcome to Kruznik Sanctuary. I'm your host, Kruznik X. Alongside me, Arya Stormborn, who is currently struggling.
I'm gonna kill this fucking thing.
In the last episode, I defeated the Sapphire Weapon while...
Oh, bite me.
While Arya Stormborn is still having trouble with it. Unfortunately. I'm not showing off. I wish I could help you.
I wish I could turn off the music in the background so I didn't have to listen to beef soft tacos with cheese.
Everybody thinks that's what the lyrics say. It's wrong! Anyways, so we defeated the Sapphire Weapon. The biggest question now is who was in the cockpit and what are we learning? I will say this, Terncliff is fucking beautiful. Anyway, let's continue by talking to Gaius. You did well to pilot the G-Warrior so adeptly in so short a time. And with the weapon largely intact, Sid and his researchers should be able to gather a wealth of valuable information. Before it is dismantled, perhaps we should take one last look upon our fallen foe. And now for a flashback, courtesy of The Echo. We should have known Father and his friends would track us down sooner or later. Now they're at our doorstep, and the Sapphire Weapon still isn't ready. Even so, it should still be able to fend them off, or at least buy us some time. Not quite how I'd imagined it, but this seems as good a way to die as any. Rex, Rickon! Why are you still here? You're supposed to be moving the other weapons to a safe location! You can take care of that, while I pilot the Sapphire Weapon. What are you talking about? I'm the pilot, not you! There's no need to put your life on the line! Besides, it's still incomplete. It can barely perform basic maneuvers, so it'll be practically useless in a real fight. We have a solution. Oversoul.
Nope. I can't.
You want to end up like Melisandre? No, of course not. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. But she didn't give her life in vain. The ruby weapon left behind data that has been used to improve the system, to prevent any further malfunctions. What difference does that make? Once Oversoul is activated and the pilot fuses with the core, there's no way back! That's why I should be the one to pilot the Sapphire Weapon, not you, Rex. Alphonse needs you. You and I both know I'm the least qualified pilot we have. There's no less to lose if I don't make it back. No! I won't let you! Please, Rex, hear me out. Ever since we were children, I was the smallest, the weakest, too afraid to stand up for myself. But I had the best brothers and sisters a boy could wish for. You were always there for me, protected me. Now, it's my turn to protect you. Take the other weapons and get out of here. See this through to the end. Do it for me. For Melisandre. I'm counting on you, Rex. You always did have a stubborn streak. All right, Rickon. I won't let you down. Just promise you'll wait for me. On the other side. We'll meet again, brother. You all made me happier than I had any right to be. And now, I finally found my purpose. I have no regrets. Come on, Sapphire. We may be far from perfect, but we have a job to do. Let's give Father something to remember us by. The Echo, I presume. What did it reveal to you? Rickon, my poor boy. You were braver than most could ever hope to be. It's as we feared. I'm sorry, Gaius. First Melisandre, now Rickon! We must find the remaining weapons and end this madness! No, I kind of feel bad for Gaius in Sitrep, but I don't know. Tell me, what do you make of Gaius Balesar? I understand the two of you have been acquainted since his days as the Black Wolf. He claims to have shed his pelt when he took up the hunt for Ascians, but he is still the same man deep down. He certainly kept quiet about having a flock of foster children back in the Empire, though. It seems he would rather bare his teeth to his former masters than allow harm to come to them. Yet try as I might, I cannot make sense of it. Does he truly fight for the good of mankind, as he would have us all believe? Or is he merely biding his time before he reveals his true colors? Whatever the answer may be, in the end, he will always be a Garlean. And though there may be honorable men and women among them, I have suffered much and more as a result of their conquests. Barbaric campaigns in which Gaius Balsar played no small part. My first encounter with the Garleans was 20 years ago, shortly after the fall of Alamigo. They continued their march into the lands that had long been home to we Duskwights. We sought to repel the invaders, but we were woefully unprepared. Our bows and arrows were no match for their magitech, and even our most powerful magics did little to slow their advance. I fought on the front line, but was knocked unconscious in the opening exchange. When I came to, I was alone. The rest of my unit slaughtered. I hurried back to my village to look for my wife and daughter, only to find the place deserted. My search lasted for days, then weeks, then months, and it seemed they had disappeared without a trace. I finally learned from two Imperials held at Bittermill that the villagers had been captured and used as test subjects for the poison gas that would be later known as Black Rose. They were never seen again. For 20 long years I roamed aimlessly, with nothing but hatred to keep me alive. I eventually found myself at the Order of the Twin Adder, who offered me a place among their ranks. The desire for revenge was the only thing I had left, so without a moment's hesitation, I accepted. Were it not for the war with Garlemald, I would have been loath to work alongside the city-dwelling Gridanians, who for so long had treated my kind as outcasts, but none of that mattered anymore. It all culminated with Operation Archon. As you led the charge into the Praetorium, we were right behind you, and when the place came crumbling down, most of us were caught in the rubble. I escaped with my life, though many others were less fortunate. Having dragged myself free from the rubble, I sought a way out. It was then that I encountered none other than Gaius Balsar, on the verge of death. The gods had delivered to me the man whose conquest had robbed me of everything. I was poised, ready to exact my revenge. And then he spoke. I will not beg for mercy. I only ask that you stay your hand a little longer. I cannot die until I have rid the world of the Ascian menace. For millennia, mankind has danced to their tune, but no more. Then, once we are finally free, my life is yours for the taking. I would have struck him down there and then, had I not sensed truth in his words. So I decided to grant him a stay of execution and join him on his hunt. All this time I've kept a close eye on Gaius. Though he is ever on the watch for pursuers, he has granted me ample opportunity to slay him if I so choose. And I still might, if he shows even the slightest sign of betraying our agreement. But for now, the Ascians are my chosen quarry. If they are indeed the ones pulling the Empire's strings, then it shall not end until they have been eradicated. Every last one. Though I cannot save my kin, there are those who may yet be spared the horrors of war. Unfortunately, dealing with the Ascians will have to wait until we have brought an end to Golemald's weapon project. Though we may have vanquished 2 of the new weapons, we must make every effort to prepare for whatever the Garleans throw at us next. Perhaps Severard can tell us whether the Ironworks engineers have uncovered any information of note. Alright, time to hydrate up. Now then, let's talk to Severa.
The Ironworks engineers are still at work dismantling the Sapphire Weapon and investigating the Terncliff Magitech facility. Though they have yet to make their report, they may have some news to share at this juncture. Please wait here a moment.
We've yet to finish our investigation, but I can give you a preliminary report. Were you able to uncover anything of note? Before abandoning the facility, they'd attempted to destroy anything they couldn't take with them, including many of their research materials. Luckily, some information relating to the Sapphire Weapon's combat data was intact. Judging by what we saw during the battle, it was extracted from regular Van Hydrus, correct? It also appears that the Sapphire Weapon was actually in an incomplete state, and therefore unable to perform at full capacity. Even so, it was immensely powerful. Had they been given the chance to finish it before we'd arrived, who knows how it would have ended. Indeed, we may not be so fortunate next time, so we must prepare for the worst. The Ironworks will continue to investigate the Sapphire Weapon and look into possible countermeasures. The Echo afforded you a glimpse into the conversation between Rickon and Rex prior to the weapon's deployment. Do you remember any other details? Don't you just love how your character has, like, a very good memory? Improvements were made to the synthetic orosite system to prevent malfunctions. Then it was never their intent to create a manifestation of Nail Vandanis. But there is one thing that was intended. Oversoul. Its activation results in the pilot being absorbed by the core, killing them in the process. Rex and Rickon were fully aware of this, were they not? Then the death of the pilot was by design all along. Alphonse, how could you? Sacrificing your own siblings to fuel these accursed war machines!
Surely there is no cause worth paying such a price.
Aye, nothing is more precious than family. This nightmare is far from over. It appears that Rex has fled with the remaining weapons, and we can assume that Alphonse has every intention of sending them into battle. We must find a way to disable them before Oversoul can be activated. I have seen enough death. I do not wish to see any more. Then there was no time to waste. Let's be about it, Gaius. Severa, you're in charge here. Keep Sid and his team safe while they carry out the investigation.
Understood. Please see that no harm comes to Gaius.
While we're gone, I need you to relay everything to the resistance troops. Your first-hand account should prove useful. If there are any developments, we'll be sure to contact you. Fine by me. Now, which guy do we talk to again? Yep, this guy. Whew. And here we are. Welcome back. It sounds like you've been on quite the journey. All the way to Terncliff. And judging by the fact that you've made it here in one piece, I trust everything went according to plan. What an astonishing account. I wouldn't mind putting that G-Warrior through its paces myself. Certainly a lot more stimulating than supervising this rabble, I'd imagine. Anyway, as before, I'll compile the information into a report and leave it over there for your perusal, should you feel so inclined. If we hear anything from headquarters, we'll be sure to pass it on. And with that, we've completed more of the Sorrow of Wurlit. Oh, more cutscenes. Meanwhile, in the 7th Legion's Wurlit headquarters, I have come to deliver my report, Lord Valens. Ah, so you've returned, young Alfred. Or was it Alwick? Not that it really matters, of course. I hear that you and your darling brothers and sisters have allowed the Sapphire Weapon to fall into the hands of the enemy. Do tell me it isn't so. I am afraid that is the case, Lord Valens. Oh, come now. No need to be so sullen. As they say, to err is human, to forgive divine. And you know how forgiving I can be, when it suits me. So, tell me, whatever your name is, who was able to best the Sapphire Weapon? Our sources state that the one known as the Warrior of Light was assisted by Cid Garland and Gaius van Belsar, my lord. Gaius. Yes, it seems he's been quite the troublemaker of late. Defecting from Garlemald, assassinating the Emperor. Whatever next? Oh well, there's no use crying over spilt milk. Speaking of which, I've become quite the connoisseur since arriving in Wurlit. This particular variety comes from a rare breed of cow, you know. Only 100 of them in existence, and pampered every day of their lives. Yes, they are quite valuable. Until their milk dries up, that is. When it does, they are sent to the slaughterhouse like all the rest,
For that is their lot in life. To be discarded once they have served their purpose. Did I create the ruby and sapphire weapons so that you could deliver them gift-wrapped to the enemy? I can see it now. Sid Garland rubbing his hands with glee at all the technological marvels we bestowed upon him. And you let Gaius von Balsar, of all people, get the better of you? How do you think this reflects on me? The legators of the 7th Legion, humiliated by that traitor! Humiliated, I say! There's only one way to deal with worthless, provincial filth like you. Wait for me in the correction chamber. You need to be taught a lesson in obedience. Yes, my lord.
Forgive my intrusion, Lord Fallons, but it's time for your meeting with the head of Magitech Development.
Oh, how time flies when you're whipping useless soldiers into shape. Yes, I'll be along once I've made myself presentable. Can't have the people thinking I've let my standards slip, now can I?
What are you doing here?
You wish to see me, Lord Valens.
Did I now? Yes, that's right. So, you're Allie, yes? And you joined the military of your own free will along with your fellow orphans. Such devotion. What an inspiration you are. You see, it is my firm belief that love grants us the power to move mountains, to overcome any obstacle. Together, we shall discover the strength that lies within you. Take my hand, child. I will show you the way.
Yeah, that isn't foreboding at all. Well, we have completed Sleep Now and Sapphire, and we've obtained the Sapphire Weapon bust, and some more Resistance officer reports, which I will peruse when I'm not online and streaming. But with that being said, we will see what happens in the next storyline for this arc. But for now, that's going to be it for this episode of Cruise Next Sanctuary. Thank you to Arya Stormborn for joining us. And thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the show. As always, if you're watching this on Twitch or live from PlayStation and you like this show, click the follow button
Be sure to turn on notifications so you're well informed, and feel free to subscribe to me for access to exclusive videos and live streams. If you're watching this on YouTube and you like this video, click the like button below and leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel by clicking here and click the bell icon for notifications. Click here to watch more by me, click here to watch the next episode, and click here to watch the previous one.